Local politicians hold a unique type of power. 90% of young people don't care who their local councillors are, and that number only drops to 50% if we consider old people to be young people. Who are they? What is a councillor? And why do we care? I can't guarantee answers, but I will ask questions with help from virtual reality arcade Chimera VR in exchange for a small mention of their brand. So make sure you look out for that. I'm Rob Colfer, and this is my quest to introduce you to the important names and faces that influence the geopolitical landscape of the entire Hart District area. Mark Butcher is a political newbie, with his sharp rise to power coming in the Fleet Central District during May. He's a Tory and director of not one, but two cloud storage companies. Will Mark bring the reliability and security of cloud storage to the feisty world of politics? And does he understand the overwhelming power of the internet?
We like to start with a joke to make sure everybody feels comfortable. And actually, speaking of comfort, we've got there's a cushion there. That is your cushion. That is your cushion to
take away with me.
You would be within the law to take that with you. That is your cushion, but use it to feel comfortable if you need to. I've got one here on my back for sort of lumbar support.
At my age, I probably need it.
Mark, why did the chicken cross the road?
To see Shapley Heath?
No, because he wasn't a chicken. He was a fully grown man playing virtual reality at Chimera VR.
In Fleet's best location.
In Fleet's best location. You bake?
I do.
I went on your Instagram and it is just full of bread. What's that about?
It's what my daughter calls the most boring Instagram feed ever.
I showed your Instagram to a gluten-free friend of mine, and now she is in Frimley Park Hospital. On a 14-hour shift. Can we get a clap for the NHS?
She's done well.
Chimera VR is a virtual reality arcade where you get a bunch of virtual reality. You get a bunch of headsets and you can play games, the top of the range games and stuff. And it's in Fleet.
If you had to choose a town in Hampshire and throw it away like a leper somewhere, some shithole country like Kent, which town would it be?
Why would I do that to any town in our area?
It's hypothetical. So, I mean, you must have a favourite town. What's your favourite town?
Or Fleet.
Well then...
Fleet is absolutely awesome.
Well, by virtue of that logic, then you must have a less favourite?
Well, I do actually. No, I've got again, because we're being hypothetical here, I've got a less favourite town, and that's Shapley Heath.
Okay.
We can definitely throw that away. It doesn't exist yet, but we can throw it away and stop it being created. That would be a great...
Why do you want to do that to Shapley Heath?
Shapley Heath, if it's going to be built, will take 10 or 15 years to be built. We'll be ripping out the heart of our countryside. We'll be effectively making kind of Hook, Fleet and Farnborough one actual big giant town in reality. Yes, there will be gaps, but they're not big gaps at all. And the housing numbers that we see projected don't support the need to build it in the first place.
What is it, 10,000 houses?
To be fair, it's the official line is it's up to 10,000 houses. But I've worked a lot with developers in the past in my business career, and I don't know a single developer that will stop building if you give them the ability.
Because there's more profit in building more houses.
Absolutely giant profits. The residents of this new area will be travelling through Fleet to get to motorway junctions because there is no allowance for new motorway junctions. There's no allowance.
There's been many thefts locally recently. If you found out right now that your house had been burgled, what sort of action would you take?
Well, I'd be upset. Very upset.
Do you take any sort of legal action on that? Do you advise people to take legal action, or?
I would advise people to report it to the police. And obviously I would hope that my insurance would cover any damages and anything that has been taken.
What number would they use?
Well, it depends who their insurance company is.
No, for the police.
Or they could phone 999, or they could phone 101.
Mark just promised me he would call the police on home invaders. And later on, we're going to put this to the test.
Floppy disk or cloud storage?
Cloud storage.
Biological memory or binary memory?
111011.
Real reality or virtual reality?
Virtual reality.
Chimera VR. Take your child's 36-inch gaming addiction to 360 degrees. Mark Butcher or Councillor Steve Forster?
Councillor Steve Forster.
Mark Butcher or Ashton Kutcher?
Well, it's got to be Ashton.
Why?
Look at the hair, the cheekbones.
Look at your hair and cheekbones.
I've done that for too long in my life.
You've been a model, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark days.
Speaking of dark days, Mark Butcher or Dark Butcher?
I'm going Mark Butcher.
What's wrong with Dark Butcher?
I'm not sure the hair suits me. But then again, I'm not sure my hair suits me.
Is that just hair based? There's no other problems with Dark Butcher?
Looks like a splendid chap.
I've developed a test with my team to determine whether young people can trust you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Can I trust you?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we could trust you. I like you. I like you, Mark. I mean, we love you, Mark. We love you, Butcher. We do.
Thank you. I mean,
We love you, Butcher.
that is definitely
we do.
one of the hardest tests that I've...
We love you, Butcher. We do. Oh, Butcher, we love you. Oi, oi. So what do you think of this whole Israel-Palestine thing?
I think it's a complete nightmare. And
Mark will be attending council meetings for the next 4 years. Residents will expect him to retain the information. So I sampled the most common words from council transcripts, and I'm going to use them to test his short-term memory.
There's 10 of them, and you only need to get back 5, and then I'll trust that you are capable to attend council meetings and recall some of the details at least. You have 20 seconds, and Jeremy, my assistant, is going to count. On your marks, get set, go. Take over. Can you recite the words to me, please?
apple, cloud, anal, bleach.
How many is that? 4. Got one more?
Something testicle.
It was actually sweaty testicle. I feel I need to apologise. I got a little bit too in depth and I trawled through your history, your past, your friends, family, and I flew too close to the sun and melted my wings. Now, at the beginning of the interview, I presented you with a cushion. I'd like you to take out that cushion right now from behind your back and unzip the zip that is below your right hand so I can return what I took in the dead of the night from you. Can you explain to the audience what that is?
This is a cushion taken from my house.
You can hold on to it or use it. That is your cushion. sort of lumbar support.
Earlier in the interview, you said if somebody had burgled your house, you would call the authorities on either the 1 or the 9 number. I'd like to give you the opportunity, Jeremy, to call said authorities. So which number would you prefer?
Well, I think what we need to look at right now though
Let's do 999 then.
is, does this make it theft, or were you gifted it?
No, everyone was asleep when I took that. So here, it's the 999.
But do you want me to report you?
I feel that you should pull through on your promise. I mean, it was only moments ago that you made this promise, like 30 minutes ago. And you're already backtracking on it. So I'm wondering, in a 4-year term, how many...
Well, that's an interesting point, because you have to face the situation in front of you. So just because you did something wrong...
I certainly learnt a lot about you and your family and your sleep
What good
cycles.
would it do for me to report you right now? Would anything change as a result? I've got the cushion back. Do you feel a need to be reported?
The internet is a dangerous Wild West, where Photoshop artists in the Philippines will blackface district councillors for a mere £5. And the ease of access to personal information can lead humble interviewers from invasion of privacy to invasion of your home.
What do you think of Rob's interviewing skills?
And I think I'm impressed by the research, actually.
Do you ever worry that there's that much information out there about you that he can access?
Yeah, but that's actually a big problem with the generations coming through with social media now, where even when people are interviewed for roles now.
Today was Councillor Mark Butcher, a quick-witted man with intelligent ideas for his community. And you can hear more of those ideas by following the link in the description. But for now, au revoir, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks to Chimera VR.